interviews is just to give you an idea of our way of thinking and their way of thinking, and how if it was hard at the beginning, it's not so much now, and we have like a wonderful life now. So
Gayndeful.
yeah, Gayndeful life now. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I really hope those interviews help somebody out there that needs to hear something like this. So if you feel like, watch the interviews, and if you feel like you know somebody that can use some of the information, doesn't have to be all, just some of the information, share it. Because you have no idea what kind of contribution that video can have to that other person's life. Thank you. Please watch the interviews. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you'll enjoy them.
I don't
Like
know.
them, share them, and thank you for all your likes. Thank you for your sharings. You've been amazing so far.
Okay, see you next time.
Bye. Hi, this is Anna E, and I'm here with my dear friend Andie.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm 18 years old, and I'm a student at the University of Northern BC. I have been out of the closet for 5 years, something like that. And yeah, I've lived in small communities over BC all my life.
Oh.
And yeah, I'm pretty happy to be here.
Oh, cool. So the first question it is, so you're Canadian, born and raised in Canada, and so how is it growing up as a member of the LGBTQ plus community in a first world country that is so open, like supporting same-sex marriage and all that?
Well, it's never been a question that I'd be safe. Like, throughout my entire life, it's always been completely clear to me that being gay was not something that was going to hurt me or my family in any way. I've been very lucky in that way, that there is some severe homophobia in Canada, but I haven't experienced it at all. And I've been fortunate enough to grow up in good communities where, like, people have been accepting and, just generally good people.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so was it hard for you? You talked a little bit about that, but I wonder, like, at any level, was it hard for you to get out of the closet, maybe at school, or well, I know you have very supportive family, but for the rest of the people, like with your family, or maybe in your community at all?
Well, like I said, I first started coming out around 5 years ago or so, and it wasn't very difficult. I just it was a slow process, not because I was afraid or anything like that. It's just something that didn't really come up very often. And I ended up actually telling most people around the time of the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were talking about it in school, and so I just brought it up, and that was it. It came out pretty naturally, and yeah, it was never really an issue. I actually came out to all my brother's friends before I even told him. So
how'd that work for him?
He was a little annoyed, but he got over it.
Okay.
So.
Awesome, great experience. So you said you've lived like in small communities all your life, and within that, have you ever you experienced the big cities as well?
Yeah.
So do you see a difference between being gay in a big city or in being gay in a small community?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, in the small community, there were some LGBT people that I lived with, but not a lot. Whereas once I moved to Prince George, actually, I started working at the Northern Pride Center.
Oh.
And yeah, there was just so many people, so many diverse members of the LGBT community that I had never been able to meet and actually experience life with before. And that was really cool. So there's more of a sense of specifically LGBT community in larger cities, whereas in small towns, it's more of you're all just one community, right? Okay. You're one smaller, diverse group, and we just happen to all be very different, and it's really nice. But yeah, they're both very good, but yeah, they are different.
Okay. Well, I have a question that really interests, like all of them interest me, but this is specifically because it's like I like to see the vision, like your vision of the world. And so how do you envision being gay for future generations? Seeing that for me, you're the future generations.
Thank you.
So how do you see it for the one that comes after you?
Well, I think less and less it's not being assumed that you're straight as much with kids.
Wow.
It's more of the assumption is that you're going to figure it out when you're older, or there's not so many labels being pressed on younger folk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think actually someday in the future, there isn't going to be those labels of gay or straight. It's going to be who you're interested in, right? And it's not going to be a question as gender gets more and more fluid as time goes by. It's like, yeah, there's going to be people who kind of go either only towards men or women or both, but we're not going to label them so much as far, far into the future. At
Wow.
least. Yeah, I mean, gender and sexuality are very fluid things, and yeah, they're becoming more and more fluid, so eventually the labels are going to become ridiculously fluid as well.
Yeah, that's
And
powerful.
I'm excited.
And yeah, I love that world. So imagine, maybe you haven't, I don't know, but imagine like you had like $1 million, like this huge amount, like American dollars,
Okay.
like big money, to invest into making life easier and the world safer for the LGBTQ plus community. So what would you do with it? How would you invest it?
Well, the first thing is definitely schools.
Okay.
If you educate young folk, you're changing the future, right?
Oh yeah.
So you might as well help with, say, elementary kids discovering that the world is a little different than they thought.
Mm-hmm,
Maybe, because for example, like when I was really young, I didn't even know that the LGBT community existed, right?
Oh, okay.
It's not like my parents hid it or anything, we just didn't really talk about it very often. So it'd be nice that if I had known about it a little bit sooner, and it was something that I didn't even question and sort of knew existed. So I think more awareness campaigns within elementary schools would be pretty cool. I think that more sort of GSA type groups in high schools as well. I actually started the GSA here in East Lake.
Can you describe what is that?
It's a Gender and Sexuality Alliance.
Thank you.
It's kind of like a place that, say, maybe people who are part of the LGBT community can go and see other people who are part, or straight people can visit and see if learn more about the community. And yeah, it's just all in all a pretty cool place to hang out with and learn a bit more about the diverse world we live in. So yeah, I think a bit more money into those would be pretty cool. I think that LGBT literature, like, I know that I'm pretty focused on books in my life, but yeah, I think a little more LGBT literature and funding in that regards would be pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So.
Thank you. I think that would be a very good investment. So the last question, and that is a more like kind of like personal one. What would you say, like, and you can talk to over there if you want for that one. So what would you say to that person, and like, I know it's out there, like that person out there that it's afraid to even say the word gay and feels like their feelings and their and their thoughts are not being validated. What would you say to that person?
Well, first things first, you are valid, and there's always a place for you if you decide to come out with it and sort of let the world know how you feel. No matter how, say, damaging or hurtful your environment is, you can always go somewhere else. You can always move around and find a place that fits for you. And if you don't feel comfortable coming out of the closet, there isn't any pressure to. I mean, you can live your life however you choose to see fit.
Yeah,
but there is always a community for you, and you can find an internet connection.
Yeah.
You'll have 1 million friends, right?
Yeah. Shoot us a message. We'll be your friends. Yeah, definitely. One time I had a friend and I was complaining about the place I was at. And my friend, I remember perfectly, he asked me, "Are you a tree?" And I'm like, "What? Are you a tree?" And I'm like, "No." Like, I thought it was like these questionnaires when you, like, what kind of tree are you? And then so, like, if you're not a tree, then move. And I'm like, whoa, that's powerful. So thank you very much, Andie.
No problem.
For doing this with us. It was definitely fun, and thank you for watching. We really enjoyed the time with you.
Bye.